J-Hos, no K-Feds, but we do have three extremely eloquent debaters today. My name's Jason Hill, I'm a journalist at The Age. I also write a blog on The Age site called Screenplay, and the one topic that's guaranteed to get all the Screenplay community rabid is any mention of the console, next generation console war. So that's the topic for this afternoon. What console is going to offer the best next-gen games? Our speakers for PlayStation 3, we have Tony Albrecht from Pandemic. For Xbox 360, Cameron Dunn from the studio formerly known as. And David Hewitt, arguing for the Wii. David's from Tantalus. Can I have some brief opening remarks to kick it off? I might invite Tony to kick it off.
Sure. Now I've gone to great lengths to provide a very dry and boring opening. To contrast very well with David's. So, yeah, David is a dry opening, yes. Sorry. Yeah, we're going to work for you. The debate's about, what's a great game? So I thought, well, let's look at some really boring tables and let's work it out. This is the sales units for all consoles, and as you can see, it's old consoles and it's handhelds, and it's, handhelds aren't really consoles. Developers that write games for handhelds aren't really developers, are they, David? This is the most sales. We're looking at games now that people recognise. A lot of GTA up there, and Wii Sports is up there, even though it's bundled, it doesn't really count. But not many games do you consider to be, the great games. So let's look at the top 10 games by Metacritic rating, and this is more like what you'd expect, your Zeldas, your Tony Hawk's, Soul Calibur, and a Wii game up there. But you've noticed there's 3 Dreamcast games up there. Who here bought a Dreamcast? Yeah, it was a great console. I think it sold 10 million units. So what's my point? If you want to make money, write a Mario game for a handheld. 8 of the top 10 games are on consoles that sold less than 25 million units. And sales don't necessarily indicate a great game, and great games don't necessarily sell. You can see I'm covering my arse here for the PS3, aren't you? So, did I say that? What's a great game? Well, in my mind, a great game is one that starts a new genre or perfects an original, perfects an existing genre. I consider it to be the rule of 3. The third game often comes along and it's the best, like GTA 3 and other games that end in 3. It's a game that allows you to do something you couldn't do before. And I've got some examples like Tetris at the time, 2D graphics, GTA 3, Super Mario Brothers, Civilization, all cool games, and they gave you something you couldn't do before. So to me, a great game's got to give you that. So how's the PS3 fit into this? Longevity, you got to have the time in order to understand the hardware, and it's got to be around long enough that you can get your number 3 of that game out. Otherwise, it's not going to be great. You want the power to do more than you could do before. You need to be able to support new interfaces, and I think you'll find that the Sony's supporting your cameras and your all sorts of interesting things that completely have gone blank on me at the moment. And experimentation. Your SingStar, your Buzz, the camera stuff, all sorts of interesting things. So the competitors, just quickly, I'm taking too long. Got the Wii, it's a nice toy. I've got one, great for the kids and grandparents, but it's underpowered and completely weak online. 360, great for first-person shooters, sports games, racing games. It's aimed at the hardcore male audience, which most of us are here. But it's familiar, it's stable, but there wasn't a lot of great games in the last Xbox. This one's not that much different. PS3, true variation in game selection, new interfaces, social and collaborative gaming, user contribution to gaming. That's where the future is this whole social gaming thing. And the power to use the medium in new and interesting ways. I think that that's where we're going to see our great games, is the new stuff, new interfaces, little big planet thingy. Yeah, that was great. I mean, who here hasn't seen it? Yeah, it's gonna. People want to make their own shit and upload it and show it up to the friends and play it. And I think that's where the future's going to be. I'll let David do his talk now, if you like. And then we can. Yeah, that's it. There's no conclusion yet. We have to argue about it. I'm just setting things up, okay? All right. Yeah, my point was, you don't need to sell 50 million units in order to write a great game. That's it.
Still awake? Yeah, I'm thrilled to be here. Actually, I was thrilled to be asked. Apparently, this session was going to originally go ahead with just the PS3 and Xbox 360. I think that's would have been maybe a fairer, more interesting debate. I'm quite happy to step aside if people would prefer that. But maybe there's some fear of the Wii. I mean, people. This is an easy thing to be asked, right? To come and do a talk. I mean, I got in for free. I got a little gift at the desk. I come and do this thing without having to pay any money. To come and argue that the Wii is has a better future than the PS3 and Xbox 360, that's brilliant, right? And so I was hoping to actually get home early today and phone this one in. But I did get to thinking, before I go too much further, just a quick disclaimer, I work for Tantalus Interactive. We've enjoyed and hope to continue to enjoy partnerships with all three hardware manufacturers. So, I'd just like to say that I may say unkind words today, but I'm speaking as myself and not on behalf of Alright, so first of all, I did think maybe I should turn up and make a case, because, I mean, this isn't a very representative audience. I mean, I know plenty of people who love Nintendo, right? I know one kind of strange guy who loves Sony. I don't know anyone who loves Microsoft. So, I mean, this is an easy argument, an easy sell. But the people in this room spent a couple of days listening to people talk about technology as if it's some important or interesting thing. These two guys are going to get up here. I mean, they've pitted a creative director against two highly technical boffin types. So we've already got, we've got Cam, and Tony, and putting him in a debate versus me. It's really not a fair and interesting thing. But perhaps someone like Cam is going to get up. I didn't realise he was doing Movember. Someone like Cam's going to get up and talk to you about the Xbox 360. And some of you know him and respect him. He's an alright guy, so maybe you think that some of the things he has to say about what that console can offer you are important and interesting. Similarly, Tony is going to get up and say a few things about the PS3. Mistakenly, you might get the idea that some of his arguments have some merit, because he's talking about things that sound impressive. He likes tables and words and numbers and so on. I mean, I don't know what that means to you. It seemed like he had to skew the playing field quite a bit to get it to tip back over in his favour. So what I thought I'd talk to you in this little opening remark today is about choice. There are two paths on offer here to you, and I think to most of the people outside of this room, very, very obvious which path is the future, leads towards better games, new interactive experiences. But some of you, bit close, can't see the wood for the trees, maybe might be persuaded to think otherwise. So first up, what is the choice that these guys are putting before you? We're looking at a control scheme typical of a PS3 Xbox 360 game that is based around more buttons, because we've gotten good at playing games, those of us in this room, and we like to add extra layers of stuff to it. They also provide us really technically strong ways online of connecting with people like this guy to play those games. And they have a lot of very expensive technology in their console to allow you to experience